Hey there everyone. I'm gonna do a video tonight that's a little bit different. It hopefully won't be too long or complicated. I'm just gonna basically take you along while I print and cut some inserts and deco pages for my pocket planner. I had a request for how I cut and print everything. It's really nothing special, but I thought it might be a nice change of pace to just record some of the process. So the camera view will change a few times. I might do a voiceover. Yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy. So some of the tools that I use when I print and decorate inserts, dashboards, etc. are my Cricut machine. Not usually, but if I want to make and like perfectly cut specific stickers, I will use it. Most of the times I just cut it out by hand, or just not use stickers at all. And then my other #1 ride or die is my paper cutter. And there are tons of different kinds out there you can use. Like I know Fiskars has one that you can fold over and very easily see where your cut is going to make. It's like a transparent thin one, but this is the guillotine style. It was my mom's, and oops, and even when she was here I had it like all the time. So now it's officially mine. I get to keep it and I love it. I print with a very basic printer. I think it's the Canon Pixma. I can't remember the specific model. I'm using Adobe Acrobat. They have a free version, so I just, after some of my inserts not printing correctly, I've stopped wanting to use the regular photo, the preview. And I prefer to use this because, I don't know, it just lines up better. So we'll see how the crop marks line up. So if for whatever reason your printer cannot do double-sided or duplex printing, like maybe it's not supported, or in my case you have an outdated printer driver software and you're too lazy to figure it out, you can just reinsert the page appropriately. My printer flips the paper as it prints. Some don't. Like I know some Epson ones will just print straight onto the side facing up, but mine will flip it. So I'm inserting it up, like facing up, if you know what I mean. And that way when I print another one, it will print in the proper direction on the other side. You'll see. And you can see it's printing out the right way because it flipped it. Pretty simple stuff. Okay, now I'm gonna kind of hold it up to the light and see. My crop marks are still not lined up, and I don't know why that is, but it's pretty close and it's good enough for me. So big shout out to Nada Notes because she has a lot of freebies and they're awesome. You can see I've already printed quite a few deco and new inserts and stickers. So I'm gonna just cut these up. I like to keep them kind of card size, that way I can just tuck them into the back. I also use transparent sticker paper occasionally and vinyl sticker paper. So not just any sticker paper. I mean, you could just for basic planner purposes, but I do other projects, not just for my planner. So I keep vinyl. I keep a lot of vinyl on hand, especially to use with my Cricut. This is the transparent sticker paper. So what I'll do is, like this was a download that I got from By the Calm Seas. I love all her art. I'll download it, and then if I don't feel like printing it on white paper or using the Cricut, I will sometimes just cut a couple of these sheets out at a time, and then I'll just cut them by hand because I don't mind. I find it really relaxing actually. Yeah, so these are just very basic black and white minimal style ones that I like because they pretty much go with any color scheme. I really like pink and all that girly flowery stuff, but if I'm feeling like just a black and white vibe, it also fits perfectly. This is one of her freebies for this month. I printed it on vellum, and that's another type of paper that I like to keep on hand. So I usually use like 20-pound, maybe 24-pound paper. This is also by the Calm Seas. Basically everything I printed today is by the Calm Seas, and this is by Nata Note. So I printed a few more daily pages because I really like the layout. It's been working for me very well. This is more time cards, and for cards and things like this I'll use a thicker paper, not cardstock, but I think this is 28-pound, so it's thicker. It's also like a creamier white, but since my planner gets pretty chunky, I try to use a thin paper. These are freebies that I printed months ago by Hey Planner Girl. This is another by the Calm Seas card. So some of this stuff I downloaded a while ago, but I'm actually just finally gonna cut it. And most artists, most creators you'll see include crop marks. So basically what you do is just line it up. If it's a guillotine, it might not be as easy, but the other ones are pretty straightforward. So I did see a tip from Sam on the planner spot. I can't demonstrate right now, but she'll put her phone light, like a flashlight, behind this so that the shadow shows the crop marks better. And a lot of the times this will happen, you can kind of see the crop mark, but usually it isn't a problem because by the time I cut the second one, it removes the entirety of it. And I like to follow the crop marks, but sometimes depending on how wide or tall I want the dashboard, like if I want it to be a dashboard, I'll cut it the exact size of my planner, which is 4.75 by 3.25. And I think I might try and do that this time. It might not work out, but it might. We'll see. I don't really want to cut off her name there in case I do a flip or something later, but I might get kind of close. Okay. I love this picture because it says, remember what you wanted. Remember when you wanted what you currently have. I am cutting it so close. Okay, and I like to try and leave room for the hole punch, but I really don't mind if it overlaps. Perfect. So then I just take my hole punch. Got this on Amazon, very inexpensive, and you can adjust it. This innermost setting is for pocket. You can do A5 or personal, all kinds of different ones. A6. So line it up here where it says pocket, so the bottom of it lines up there. Close it all the way and make sure it pulls out all the way. If you do like thicker or laminated sheets, you might have to really pull it open. And if you have something similar and you can't figure out how to cut it or set it to a larger size, usually it'll come out right here. See how it says personal? So I think for this one you would do it here for A5, if I'm not mistaken. And then here's personal, and it kind of has a little latch. But for the smaller sizes, you lock it here. And that is literally it. I'll also occasionally round the corners. I don't know where... Been moving things around, so these are some of my essentials. Glue stick, the best glue stick you'll ever use. Been using this for years exclusively. promise you, it's like packing level. And my favorite is the 10mm setting. It's a nice round. You don't have to do this, obviously, this could be extra, but I think it looks really cute when you know, decorate like this. So yeah, I'm just gonna do that. I'll speed it up and you can watch if you like. Now, when I have a double-sided insert, like, I'm not sure, maybe I didn't use a good application, but usually if it's set to 100%, it will print properly. So what I'll do is I just make sure that the hole punches are accommodated. Like, and don't worry too much about the crop marks. I just make sure that the area it's going to be punched will be safe basically on each side. So I'm going to get pretty close to the edge here because that'll be the right side of the page. And here's where I'm going to end it. So 3.25. I'm flipping it, lining it up on 3¼ inch. And now I'll worry about that little crop mark, but I'm honestly not concerned. And then the back has space also for my punch. Since I know that these are 3x5 cards, I can quickly kind of trim them without worrying much about the crop marks. And as long as they fit in my little envelope that I keep in my planner, I'm good. I'm not somebody who stresses too much about the inserts, like looking perfect. Sometimes I punch the holes incorrectly. Sometimes I have crop marks. It does not bother me. I'm just not really, I just don't really mind it. I know some people do, but what really matters to me is that my hole punch. the lids. So the next most important step for me is to slit my inserts. So I just cut them along each hole punch. And I recommend cutting them as centered as possible. So yeah, that way I don't have to open up my rings and I can just insert everything. So I'm gonna be replacing some daily pages, or adding them, I should say. They'll just fit right back here. I'm really liking this layout by Nada Notes. Sometimes my crop marks still show and I really don't know why. Sometimes they don't. A lot of the times I don't. But sometimes I'm going fast and I really can't even tell you why that happens. If somebody knows, please tell me. Because I have no idea. I'm not sure quite where I want this to go. I think I want it to go maybe in front of my notes. Oh, you know what? I know I wanted to layer it like this. Maybe I wanted it. Was it there? No. How about here? No. I'll probably need it by my monthly. How about that? Weekly, I mean. Weekly. How about right here? Okay, I'm gonna open the rings. Wish me luck. Keep it right by my tracker. Super cute. It looks funny like that, but my tracker has seen better days. I don't even use it some days. I like this so much. I'm gonna put it near my journaling because it's just important for me to remain grateful. And I love this picture. It's so true for me. I used to really want peace and clarity, and now I feel like I have that. I really do. It's not even imagined or anything. There's no placebo. Okie dokie. We'll put some new time cards in here for when I do work of any kind. I am definitely not going to keep all of these on me. I'll probably just do like 2 or 3. And I like to keep my stickers in the back here. You can see my binder is very torn up. And I'm going to put these expense sheets right back here along with my new budget inserts. The expense sheets are by Nada Notes and the budget layout is by the Comsees. If you haven't checked out her shop, you really should. It's on Coffe, and she has a lot of free stuff and just really nice minimal stationery designs, and awesome at this. I like it here, but I don't think it will fit very well. I think I'm gonna put it back where I had it. Where the world did I have it? I think it was in here. Okay. Perfect.
So I also want to walk you through how I might print without necessarily using the duplex or double-sided feature. As I mentioned, my printer drivers aren't updated, and for whatever reason I just can't easily print double-sided. Normally you would just hit print and it would automatically feed it properly. A lot of printers can do that. My old one could. So I like to use Acrobat, and I highly recommend it. They do have a free version, Acrobat Reader, because it'll usually start out at 100%, so it won't require you to manually adjust it or remember the setting, and you can kind of get a preview. Also, it's worth noting and paying attention to the way your printer orders your pages. So as you can see, this, I'm so sorry for that glare. By the way, I'm using an external monitor. So this is obviously page 1. It has the title and the cover, and this is a booklet style insert. So once you print everything, you know, front and back correctly, you should lay them on top of each other and they'll be in the correct order as if they were a book. So there's the front and back cover, and this is page 1. You can see that here, but my printer is going to print that last. So I've done a lot of experimenting, and I recommend doing some test prints to find out, you know, how your paper is fed through, whether it flips or not, which side is considered the left or the right, and whether it prints in order. Mine will print in reverse order, and there are settings that you can use to reverse the order. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to show you the most basic way you can do this if you don't want to safely do it one page at a time, because you can just print page 1, flip it correctly, insert it again, print page 2. And that's how I did it when I very first got this printer, because I wasn't sure, you know, what it did automatically. But now I know it prints in the reverse order. I know which side it will be facing, etc. So here I'm going to do odd pages only. And remember, this is not page 1. This is the last page, technically. So out of all the 18, this is 9, because we're going to be printing half. So what I'm going to do is select odd only and print. And I will show you what it looks like when it comes out and what I do when it comes out. So here's printing. Remember, it's printing that last page first. The last odd number. So my printer prints with the up or the top kind of on the right side. So when I insert this back in, I'm not going to turn it. Otherwise it would be upside down. I'm going to insert it back into the printer exactly as it's laying. The difference would be, because these are in reverse order, I need to reorder them backwards, if that makes any sense. I will show you. Okay, I have 8 pages stacked here. I'm just waiting for that final 9th. So here's the final page, aka the first page. And remember, technically that was the last page that printed, but these are in order from 1 to 18, odd only. So it's not all 18. It's this is about 9 sheets, I think. So instead of putting these in just like this, the way they came out, I could do that and then hit reverse order, but I'm not going to do that just for demonstration purposes. so that you understand the process. If your printer does this, and I think a lot of them do, it might, if it reverses the order. So what I'm gonna do, since my next batch is going to print from last to first again, page number 2, I'm printing even next, and page number 2, even though it's the first one, it's gonna be last. So I want that to be the last paper that it grabs. I'm gonna put them in the reverse order that they came out. And again, there's a button, there's a setting you can use, and you should be able to just place them back in the tray exactly as they came out, hit reverse order, and they'll print starting with page 2, for instance. But I'm not gonna do that because I don't want to change the settings. I just want to show you how you can do odd only and then even only, and it will match up correctly. Okay, I'm just gonna hit print, and this time I'm gonna do even only. And you probably can't tell, but that is page 2 technically, because this is a blank page. It has these weird dots. That is a blank page, and that's the inside of the front cover, page 2. So let's do that and see how it comes out. There it is. So it all should look correct. There we go. Just so you can quickly tell. That's the front page. And this is the last page in the booklet, that is. So once they're laid on top of each other correctly in order, you know, flipped over, because this is the inside, this is not the front, I'll be able to cut them and they'll perfectly line up. Let's go cut it. Okay, first of all, I need to fix the order of these. And all I'm gonna do, as you can see, this is the first page, but this is technically 2, 4, 6, and I wanna look at them. 1, 3, okay, got it. So I'm gonna set them up so that they'll become like a booklet. And then imagine if I were to fold these, this is how they're gonna look when they're printed. Okay? There's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, etc. Okay, Sai. Okay. So here's the first page, right? This is how they're gonna look inside my planner. Monday, Tuesday, etc. There's the week, and then we start over. There it is. Sunday, and the beginning of the next week. I'm not gonna cut all of these at the same time, but I'm gonna remember basically the order that they need to be in. So that's another thing you'll want to just be very careful about. There's no right or wrong way to cut the cut on the crop marks. If you've watched my videos, you know that I'm kind of lazy. I'm definitely not a perfectionist. I also don't have my phone, so I can't like shine the light underneath it to see the lines. But Justinia's printables are always really easy to work with. And since I know the height of my planner inserts, I'm lining it up to 4.75, and I'm cutting. 325 is the width. And there it is. So this is the first part of my booklet. Okay, this is the outside. I'm just gonna set those aside right here. I'm gonna move on to my next stack. So I'm keeping these facing up so I know that this is the inside, the outside. Got what I mean? If you don't know what I mean, I'm sorry, I'm doing my best. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I'm also chewing gum. Let me get rid of that, I just realized. Okay. So what I do is I kind of bend the paper until I see that it lines up with the crop mark. And that's just if you're, if you're like me and you don't really mind. Some people are all about that precision. They have the nicest looking planners. But I just want it in the book. And bonus, if they're in the rings. Because they're not always in the rings. Friday, Wednesday, Monday. I must have done something wrong, but we'll fix it. I think I just got my stack mixed up. Okay. And the nice thing is if it's a booklet style, it's easy to figure out where everything goes. Especially with dated inserts. So if your inserts are undated, you really won't even have to worry much as long as you've got the proper size and orientation. Okay, let's see. Monday, Saturday, Sunday, here we go, Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Wednesday. See how that worked out? Let's just double check them all. First page, cover page, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I know it's monotonous and tedious, but you don't want to get halfway through your week like I have before and realize your page was either upside down or missing a day. It's always worth it to just take that extra time if you have it. Okay. Let's see. Looks like I have a little bit of extra. I also wouldn't recommend doing it like this. Don't keep the stack really thick. But I have a very, very heavy duty cutter and I'm holding this really tight. But you might have seen it can get caught and then it'll make like a jagged edge. Let me see, like that. But that's really inconsequential because I would rather do that than have to cut every single one individually. Okay, great. So next I will hole punch these and then I'll date them. I've wanted to use these inserts again because I'm enjoying a more free-formed style of daily planning. Some days, and for the past like month or so, I've really liked the structure and the breakdown of, you know, morning, afternoon, evening, with space specifically for to-dos. But I used, when I ran out of my dated ones, the last time I set this up, I've started using just like the basic notes pages and I really like that. So I think before I use these, I'm gonna put in my coffee ones. Plus I just love these. These are probably my favorite printable I've ever used. We miss you, Jacinia. I'm speaking for a lot of us. Okay, just cutting them. It's easier when the stack is not thick, but I'm also thick-headed sometimes. So there we go. Slit. ready to be in the rings. I did use a little bit thicker paper this time. Probably not the best idea since I'm working with 20mm rings, but I'm doing my best because I really want to continue using this binder. So there you have it. Here's my daily section. And once September, you might be able to hear my daughter, she's singing. She just woke up from her nap and she's been doing this thing where she just sings and talks in her crib. There you go. So they're all ready. Okay, thank you for watching. Happy planning.
All right, I've pretty much put everything back. I'll do a little mini flip because I shared the update on Instagram but not on YouTube. I've busted out my pink Smartfee binder again because she's just so pretty and I love her. This is a journaling card by the Comsees I mentioned last time. I have little stickers in here that I made. This is a sticker from a really great shop that I found online, Isabella something, I cannot pronounce it. A journaling card by Justenia Printables. This is Planning with Kay, where I keep my gratitude. And then here is where I will journal or do like brain dumps. These are by the Comsees note pages. I think I have too many. It's getting kind of squished in here. And I really should take out some of my dailies, but I just love them so much. You know what? I really have no choice. I'm gonna take them out. Cry. And then here are the new ones I just added. I'll stamp them at a later time. There's that deco card. My personal section, like I said. And then here I have the tracker and Hey Planner Girl dashboard. My weeklies. I definitely need to, I think I'll just take August out. And I have my monthlies here. This is a future log by Justenia Printables. It's for 2023. Monthlies that I made, kind of pre-planning for the rest of the year. These are also a freebie on my Ko-fi shop, so if you want you can download them. They're only in pocket size. And see, like I said, when I cut and punch, it's not always perfect. I had it set to the wrong setting before, and I just, as long as it's hanging in there, it's okay with me. Here's my project section. This is an insert by the Comsees as well. Another dash by her. Again, these are like lists and notes for me to keep track of projects and brainstorm new ones. There are the time cards we just printed. Nothing really new here. My wedding and like relationship stuff, family, some permanent note or permanent lists and homeschooling stuff. And then back here is my finance section, which is kind of being redone. Have those new inserts and some expense sheets. That's about it. I'm working with 20mm rings, so wish me luck. I have no choice in this planner if I wanted to close. And then back here I've just got those really cute stickers that I just cut. This is a 0.38 pen and a regular old ballpoint pen from Target. As you can see, I'm missing a screw. That's how eager I was to get back in my pink planner. I don't even care because it closes and I love it. Oh, and this pen, I know I said it skips a lot, but I think that might have been because it was the first time I used it, because it's working really nicely now. Oh, and I did want to mention, I will not be making a video for October. If you watched my other videos or you followed me for a little while, you might remember that my mom passed away not that long ago, and it'll actually be 1 year this coming month, and there's just going to be a lot going on. I don't want this to be, I'm sorry, I know this is like a fun thing and it really isn't stressful for me at all, but I'm just going to take a 1 month break. So this will be my last video until probably the beginning of November, which will be 1 year in pocket size for me. And it's appropriate that it's been about a year because I'm really itching to try out personal or Asics. But at the moment I really can't imagine giving this up because it's so cute. Okay, thank you for watching. Oh, and if anybody is curious, these stickers were from the Dollar Tree. I'm really rough on my planners, but I mean, they've held up pretty well. So, super skinny parts, like the stems, and anything on the spine would not make it, but these are very, very like sturdy kind. So anyways, thank you for watching. Goodbye.